Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the United Kingdom. I'm told the traveling clad, your favorite white colonizer. You can get the merch down below in the description right now if you want to be a white colonizer just like me at thetravelingclad.com. Let's take a look. Damn, I speak fast, huh? Gosh, I surprised myself with that. Something about Kier Starmer. This is a UK Parliament. I'm so excited. I don't want to know too much context before going in, because anytime we talk UK politics, it's always loopy and funny. Let's take a look. Yes, capybara.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you,
I'm grateful
Speaker.
to the Prime Minister for advance sight of his statement.
Yes, sir.
I remember almost 2 years ago
Sire.
meeting 3 mothers whose children had been stolen from them on October 7th and held captive in terror tunnels. They were living a nightmare unimaginable for any parent. Many of us on these benches have met hostages, their families, heard their stories, and supported them. Yesterday, it was truly momentous to finally see the return of the 20 living hostages who are now back home in Israel after over 730 days in terrorist captivity. The hostages released yesterday showed superhuman endurance in the face of evil, and we send every best wish to them and their families as they begin the process of rebuilding their lives. We also mourn those hostages killed by Hamas and continue to call for all their bodies to be returned to their families. Mr. Speaker, we must never forget what happened on the 7th of October 2023. The abduction of men, women, and children was a calculated cruelty to break body, mind, and soul after inflicting the mindless horror of rape and murder. There is no cause, no grievance that can ever justify what happened that day. I, for one, will never forget. And the response from some in the West, the equivocation, the indulgence in whataboutery, and the drawing of false equivalence shows how far moral clarity has eroded. And we have got a job to do here at home, Mr. Speaker, to fix this. So on these benches, we stand alongside Israel in our shared fight against Islamist terror.
God bless you, man. God bless
The conflict could have ended a long time ago if the hostages had been returned. So many Palestinian lives have been needlessly lost because of this war. Mr. Speaker, Hamas is a genocidal terrorist organization.
Yes, sir.
A sustainable end to the suffering of civilians in Gaza means the complete eradication of Hamas and the dismantling of its terrorist infrastructure. Even now, we know that Hamas is still killing Palestinians in Gaza. The initial phase of the US-backed peace plan represents a significant breakthrough. I want to thank the US administration, President Trump, and regional mediators for having secured this outcome. They put in the hard yards and found solutions, making clear that all progress would depend on the release of the hostages, a condition that some other governments forgot. Mr. Speaker, with this peace deal, there is much to be hopeful for in the Middle East. If the Abraham Accords are expanded, a new age of peace will have arrived. We will see diplomatic normalization of Israel with the Arab world, something many of us have longed to see. And it saddens me that the Prime Minister's statement does not appear to show that the UK was at the heart of any of these efforts specifically. It is quite clear that UK relations with Israel have been strained by the actions of this government. Their view, and they have stated publicly, is that it looks like under pressure from his own backbenchers, the Prime Minister has taken the wrong decisions, time and time again, diminishing our influence in the region. They can shout shame as much as they want to, Mr. Speaker. Within weeks of Labour coming into power, they decided to restore funding to UNRWA. We haven't forgotten. An organisation, they say yes, that's an organisation whose members assisted in the kidnapping of these hostages.
Preach, Queen.
The release which we are celebrating today.
Preach, Queen.
Relations with Israel have been so damaged that when Israel launched strikes against Iran, a country that has been a direct threat to us for years, the UK was out of the loop. They may not like it, but it is the truth. And then, in a move praised by Hamas, Labour decided to recognise a state of Palestine with no condition to release the hostages still held in the tunnels of Gaza,
Queen.
rewarding terrorism.
Queen.
They may chant it from a sedentary position. I will remind them of what the former British-Israeli hostage, Emily Damari, said. She called it a moral failure. I'm surprised to hear the Prime Minister say in his statement that it was a contribution to this peace deal. We all know that the US Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, condemned this recognition, saying it had made ceasefire negotiations harder. That is what the US said. The truth is, as historic events have unfolded in the Middle East, Britain has been out of step with the US. The US ambassador to Israel even called the government's claim that it played a key role in the ceasefire delusional, something Israeli foreign ministers agreed with. Mr. Speaker, I welcome the Prime Minister's promise to scale up protection for Jewish people in our country. Britain has always been a sanctuary for British Jews. But after the tragic murder of 2 British Jews outside a synagogue in Manchester, the government must now do everything it can to eradicate anti-Semitism. The anti-Israel protesters who have turned our streets into theatres of hate have been relatively silent about the good news of a ceasefire and hostage return, showing us their real motivation. The Prime Minister mentioned in his statement the Palestinian Authority. Can he tell us whether the government's preference for the Palestinian Authority to take the reins in Gaza, if they have committed to end the pay-for-slay policies that reward families of terrorists for killing Israelis? Will it deal with anti-Semitism in education, and are they demonstrating any democratic progress? Mr. Speaker, there are also domestic implications. We need to strengthen our borders. Hamas is still running Gaza. Those who would be allowed to leave can only do so with Hamas's approval. We should not be bringing anyone to Britain with links to extremism, anti-Semitism, or to Hamas and other terrorists. So can the Prime Minister confirm whether he intends to bring people from Gaza to study, for healthcare, or for other purposes? And what measures are in place to ensure we are not importing extremism, anti-Semitism, or anyone linked to Hamas and other terrorists? Mr. Speaker, Britain is a great country and still a powerful one. We still have agency to shape the world around us.
And it's your duty to do so.
The government must do better and show it has the backbone to use Britain's power to make a better world.
Can I thank her for the words she said about the hostages just a moment ago, and I know how heartfelt they are. I was surprised and saddened that she spent more time attacking what we actually did to help the process than even mentioning the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, without setting out in terms the number of people that have been killed, that are starving, been subjected to denial of aid, when the immediate task for any serious government is to work with allies to get that aid in at speed. I would have expected at least an acknowledgement of that terrible situation.
You're a slimy little fuck, Kier. You're a slimy little fuck. What about Sudan? What about Somalia? You want to talk about death count? Talk about something that actually fucking matters. Not this fake-ass iPhone 17 Pro having lions and baboons in Gaza death count. Let's be fucking real for a moment, you little fuckface.
Once again, just how far her party has slid from serious statesperson approach to diplomacy. This is not the time for a fight about what role any individual played. I am proud of what Steve Witkoff said about our National Security Advisor. He was negotiating this. He knows absolutely the role we played, and this House should be proud that we played that role. We played that role only because of the relationship that this government has with the Trump administration. We are a trusted partner, working both before this
No, you're not.
peace deal.
No, you're not.
And afterwards.
No,
yes,
you're
I
not.
did discuss recognition of
Nobody
Palestine
likes
with
you.
President Trump when he was over here. That's what
Nobody takes you
grown-up,
seriously.
responsible partners do.
You're selling your
Unlike the
country to
discussion
Qatar.
here. And I'd stand
No.
by my words that the first time in New York was the first time that other countries in the region were clear in their condemnation of Hamas. That was a key and important aspect of what has now happened. In relation to her questions, she will know from the reforms that have already been committed to that the Palestinian Authority and any elections will not tolerate any election of individuals or parties that are not committed to a peace deal.
I can't even let Kier speak. He's such a loser, man. This guy has sold his country, he's sold his capital city to the Qataris, and he's talking to me about having... Fuck you. Are you kidding me? Everything you do is a direct attack, not just on my country, on me directly. You, Kier Starmer, you endanger my life. You've endangered my life. You have put a price tag on my life. You have told the Palestinian people who love Hamas, they're not the way that you portray them, this innocent civilian group of people it's the Palestinian. No, every Palestinian, for the most part, loves this group. They support them. That's why they're so popular. They're not being taken hostage. They love Hamas. They're proud of Hamas. Say it as it is. You endanger my life, and then fuck you. I don't want to give him a platform to speak. But on the other hand, this queen, Kemi Badenoch, I don't know anything about her. I don't know who she's from. I don't know where she came from. But God bless her for that speech. I am going to be following her on Instagram right now, if she has one, and I would love to collaborate with her in the future if I ever come to the UK. Followed. Done deal. And I'm even going to send her a message right now to let her know how much I appreciate her speech. Oh, I can't message her until she follows me back, if she ever does. If you guys know her personally, let her know to follow me back. I would love to interview her. I would love to give her a platform, because that's... she's leader of the Conservative Party, MP for the Northwest Essex. Okay. Incredible woman. If I ever come to the UK, which I'm hopefully planning in the near future, if opportunities will allow, even a potential tour across Europe, it will be very amazing. I want to let her know how much I appreciate her. Guys, Kemi, is it Kemi? Kemi Badenoch, a voice of reason in the UK. We shall remember her name and give her a platform. I'm not even joking. She is incredible. I am very, very appreciative of the rhetoric and sticking it to the stupid, false prime minister of the UK who is selling out his country to the Qataris, to Islamic radicalism, who is enforcing a lack of freedom of speech against his people. I commend you, Kemi, for speaking out. Thank you so much for speaking out for my people and for your country. And I'll see you guys in the next one. I love you a long time. Goodbye, class. Have you struggled with repping your Zionism in style? Well, boy, do I have a solution for you. Head to thetravelingclad.com and become a sweet Zionist prince or princess today. Or maybe even let the world know you're a white colonizer with matching hat. Tell the comments section you were thrown out of 109 countries by joining the 109 Club with a matching hat. They say it was promised to you 2,000 years ago? Double down and grab a shirt that was promised to you 3,000 years ago with a matching hat. Ever dreamed of Zionizing like me? Do it with a matching hat, damn it! Show off your Iraqi pride by being someone's Baghdadi, or showing them you were made in Iraq with a matching hat. It's time to laugh in the face of those who attack us. Wear their hate with pride and you become untouchable. TheTravelingClad.com. We got mugs, stickers, shirts, hoodies, and so much more. Go grab yourself something nice, Habibis and Habibtis. You deserve it. If you don't want to buy any merchandise, the best way to support me is by donating on Buy Me a Coffee, my PayPal, or becoming a member on my Patreon. Your support is very much needed and very much appreciated. Thank you.